Hey there, travel enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel where we explore the most captivating destinations around the globe. Today we're diving into the tropical wonders of the Caribbean, uncovering the top 10 must-visit islands that offer sun-soaked beaches, vibrant cultures, and unforgettable adventures. So grab your sunscreen and let's embark on an island-hopping journey like no other. Number 10. The Bahamas. A group of islands in the Atlantic Ocean with more than 700 pieces of land including islands, cays, and islets. It's situated north of Cuba and Hispaniola and southeast of Florida in the United States. Nassau, found on the island of New Providence, is the biggest city and capital. People love visiting the Bahamas because of its beautiful beaches, clear blue waters, and diverse marine life. Many tourists come here for activities like diving, snorkeling, and other water sports. The islands have a mix of African, British, and American cultures that people can enjoy. Number 9. Aruba. A small island nation in the south, about 29 kilometers north of Venezuela. It's part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Like the Netherlands, Curaçao, and Sint Maarten, Aruba is famous for its beautiful beaches, warm weather, and lively culture. The capital and largest city of Aruba is Oranjestad, where most people live. Dutch and Papiamento are the official languages, with Papiamento being a mix of Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, and African languages. Tourism is the main source of income for Aruba. People come here for the amazing beaches, great diving and snorkeling spots, and delicious food. Aruba also has good facilities for conferences and events, so it's popular for both vacations and business trips. Besides tourism, Aruba has a big oil refining industry, but it's been trying to make its economy more diverse lately. They're focusing on areas like renewable energy, technology, and logistics. Number 8. The Dominican Republic. A country found on the eastern side of Hispaniola Island, sharing it with Haiti. It's the second biggest Caribbean nation in terms of size and population after Cuba. The capital and largest city is Santo Domingo. The Dominican Republic has different kinds of land like rainforests, mountains, and beaches. Many tourists come here for the beautiful beaches, historical sites in Santo Domingo, and outdoor activities like hiking, surfing, and diving. Besides tourism, the country's economy also relies on farming, making things, and services. It's the biggest economy in the Caribbean and Central America, with lots of different industries like tourism, phones, making clothes, and farming. The country's economy has been growing a lot recently because it's a free market economy. But even though the country is getting richer, it still has problems like not everyone having the same amount of money, poverty, and issues with corruption and crime. The government is trying to fix these problems by improving infrastructure and getting more investment from other countries. Number 7. Curaçao. A part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in the southern Caribbean Sea, not far from Venezuela. It's one of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curaçao, and is famous for its colorful old buildings, lively culture, and beautiful beaches. The capital of Curaçao is Willemstad, known for its historic buildings by the water and the Queen Emma Bridge. The official languages are Dutch, English, and Papiamento, a mix of different languages. Tourism is a big part of Curaçao's economy because people love the beaches, diving spots, and culture. You can do lots of things here like water sports, hiking, exploring caves, and visiting museums and art galleries. Apart from tourism, Curaçao also makes money from refining oil, banking, and trade. It's got good roads and buildings and is one of the richest islands in the Caribbean. Number 6. The British Virgin Islands, BVI for short. A group of islands owned by Britain in the east of Puerto Rico. There are about 60 islands and cays in the BVI, with the biggest ones being Tortola, Virgin Gorda, Anegada, and Jost van Dyke. The main city is Road Town on Tortola. These islands are famous for their beautiful beaches, clear blue waters, and green hills. Lots of tourists come here, especially for sailing, yachting, snorkeling, and diving. The BVI is known worldwide as one of the biggest places for sailing because it has many safe harbors, calm seas, and good winds. The BVI's economy mostly depends on tourism, which brings in a lot of money. Financial services are also important here. Many companies come to the BVI for things like making businesses, setting up trusts, and investing money. Politically, the British Virgin Islands are under British rule, but they have their government with a parliament. The governor is the head of the state, representing the British monarch, while the premier is the head of the government. The BVI government is responsible for local laws and rules. Number 5. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A country made up of islands called the Lesser Antilles. It has a big island called St. Vincent and a bunch of smaller ones called the Grenadines, going down towards Grenada. The biggest city and capital is Kingstown, found in St. Vincent. The islands are known for their lush green landscapes, pretty beaches, and clear blue waters. Lots of tourists come here for sun, sea, and outdoor fun. The Grenadines are especially famous for their beautiful beaches, opportunities for sailing, and fancy resorts. Most of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' money comes from farming, tourism, and services. They grow things like bananas, coconuts, and arrowroot. Tourism is important too, with people coming for the natural beauty and activities like sailing, diving, and snorkeling. Politically, St. Vincent and the Grenadines have their government as part of the Commonwealth, with the British monarch as the head of the state. The Prime Minister runs the government. The country became independent from the UK in 1979. Number 4. Barbados. A small island country and part of the Lesser Antilles. It's east of the Windward Islands and the Caribbean Sea, about 168 kilometers or 105 miles away from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Bridgetown, the biggest city and capital, is an important port and business center. People know Barbados for its pretty beaches, lively culture, and interesting history. There are old British-style buildings mixed with green forests and clear blue waters. Lots of tourists come here for the warm weather, water activities, and cultural sites. Some popular places to visit are the historic Garrison area, Welshman Hall Gully Wildlife Reserve, and the busy Oistins Fish Fry. Besides tourism, Barbados makes money from different things like farming, making stuff, and financial services. They're famous for growing sugarcane and making rum. They also have a strong banking and finance industry. Barbados is trying to use more renewable energy to reduce how much they depend on imported fuels. Politically, Barbados has its government with the British monarch as the head of the state, represented by a governor-general. The Prime Minister runs the government. Barbados became independent from Britain in 1966, but is still part of the Commonwealth of Nations. Number 3. The Cayman Islands. A group of islands owned by Britain in the Western Caribbean Sea, below Cuba and northwest Jamaica. There are 3 main islands: Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. The biggest city and capital is Georgetown on Grand Cayman. These islands are famous for their beautiful beaches, clear blue waters, and lots of sea animals. Many tourists come here especially for diving, snorkeling, and other water sports. The islands also have luxury resorts, good places to shop, and yummy food to try. Most of the money in the Cayman Islands comes from banking and tourism. It's one of the top places in the world for banking outside of countries' main financial centers. Tourism is also big, with people coming for the natural beauty, fun things to do, and nice places to stay. Politically, the Cayman Islands have their government but are part of Britain. The Queen is the head of the state, represented by a governor. The Premier runs the government. The Cayman Islands mostly handle their own rules and decisions. Number 2. Puerto Rico. A territory of the United States found in the northeastern part of the Caribbean Sea. It has a big island called Puerto Rico and some smaller ones. The capital and biggest city is San Juan on the north coast. Puerto Rico has a mix of cultures from Spain, Africa, the Taino people, and America. They speak Spanish and English, and their culture is a mix of European, African, and indigenous things. Music, dancing, and food are really important in Puerto Rican culture. People love styles like salsa, reggaeton, and bamba. The economy of Puerto Rico is varied, with jobs in making things, tourism, and farming and services. Making things, especially medicine and medical stuff, is a big part of the economy. Tourism is also important, with people coming for the beaches, old places, and natural beauty. Politically, Puerto Rico belongs to the United States, and its people are American citizens. The island has its own rules and government led by a governor, but Puerto Rico doesn't have its people in the United States Congress, and its residents can't vote for the United States president unless they live in one of the 50 states. Number 1. St. Lucia. An island country in the east and part of the Lesser Antilles. It's northeast of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and northwest of Barbados. St. Lucia is famous for its beautiful natural scenery like forests, mountains, and beaches. The biggest city and capital of St. Lucia is Castries, on the northwest coast. They speak English, and the culture has bits of African, French, and British influence. Tourism is a big deal in St. Lucia, with lots of people coming for pretty landscapes, fancy hotels, and things to do like hiking, snorkeling, and sailing. It's also popular for weddings and honeymoons because it's so romantic. Besides tourism, farming is important too, especially growing bananas, which they sell to other countries. They also grow things like cocoa, coconuts, and citrus fruits. Politically, St. Lucia has its government, but is still part of Britain. The Queen is the head of the state, represented by a Governor General. The Prime Minister runs the government. St. Lucia became independent from Britain in 1979, but is still part of the Commonwealth. And there you have it, fellow travelers. We hope you enjoyed our whirlwind tour of the Caribbean's finest gems. If you're craving more travel inspiration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Safe travels, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.